have a confession. So, you would expect someone with 2 master's degree in math to know these things that I am gonna talk to you about. You are listening to or watching the Student Success Journey. This is an email newsletter or a narrated podcast. Each issue is a mix of original and created content handpicked by me. And I am a PhD candidate in math, a mom, and a wife. My goal is to give you all the boost that you need to smash that academic goal of yours. This is the June 2026 issue. Summer is the best time to learn new skills, and occasionally you discover you need to learn something that you previously assumed you knew. I've been living in the US for about 5 years now, and I've noticed something very strange about my cooking. Everything that I make comes out dry, even though I follow the recipe. Since I cooked regularly in Madagascar, I know what dough and butter should look like. So I just added water, oil, or milk until it reached what I thought was a normal consistency, and I told no one. But a few weeks ago, my husband cooked oatmeal for me. It was so good that I asked him how he made it. I followed his instructions and my oatmeal was dry again. It turned out that when a US recipe asks for a cup, it usually means a leveled cup. You can see it if you're on the Substack version, but that is not what I used to back in Madagascar. There, the default is a heaping cup. And there, if you want a leveled cup, you need to ask specifically for safaban. So the recipes that I used weren't wrong, I just unknowingly used too much of the dry ingredients. So my husband had me watch a YouTube video on how to measure ingredients accurately for cooking. If you are interested in that, the link is in the show note. If you are from a different culture and want to learn how to follow an American recipe correctly, I recommend watching it. Because sometimes the skill that we need to learn is not the complicated thing, it is the hidden rule everyone else assumes we already know. So I'm curious, what hidden rule did you learn the hard way? If you wanna answer that, you can leave a comment if you're on YouTube or on Substack, or you can go to the link on the show note and leave a comment on Substack. Since the last issue, I posted 2 essays on my Dear Mom publication. One of them is about volunteering, not a waste of time, and why I can't just ask the teacher about the research questions that I have. And on my YouTube channel, I posted a series of videos documenting my journey learning Obsidian from scratch using a personalized learning map from ChatGPT. It's very raw, unscripted, and you are gonna see me stumbling a lot. So you can check that out. The link is again in the show note or the post version. I also finished a few books. Some of them I read and others I listened to. So, number one is APOS Theory by Ilana Arnon et al. This is an open access book on the APOS framework, that is action, process, object, schema, that is used in math ed. The next book is The Teenage Brain by Frances Jensen and Amy Alice Knott. I was reading this as a part of my research for my YA novella that I am currently writing, but the book ended up enlightening me on so many things. It explains the effects of concussions, drugs, and gender differences on teenage brain, among other topics. It made me understand my son more and hate my teenage self less. I recommend this book to anyone raising or working with teenagers. The next book is Alignment by Katie Taylor-Wood. I discovered this book from A.G. Harper's newsletter. The author was doing a Monday night reading and talked about how her Montessori teacher training changed her life. And the book advocates for achieving alignment over work-life balance, particularly in service professions like teaching and nursing. The next book is Fix This Next by Mike Mikulovich. This is a book about identifying the vital needs in a business. And the last book that I have finished is The Elements of Eloquence by Mark Forsyth. I highly recommend this book if you're working on improving your writing and speaking skills. If you have read any of these books or you know a book that I might like, you can leave a comment on Substack or on YouTube. Currently, I am watching the following series of my family: Scandal, Gurren Lagann, My Hero Academia. So we watch shows together, but we take turns choosing what to watch. So yeah, if you have seen any of this, you can also leave me a comment. And recently, we've watched Paddington, which is a story about a bear who went to London to find the explorer who promised he would be welcome there, and it turned out kind of sad, but also he found a family that welcomed him. And a very highly expected movie. We watched Project Hail Mary on YouTube. It is the best romance story ever. We read the book and we were excited when the movie was available. I also follow a few writers here on Substack, and this morning I just read this post from Just One Good Idea about the guy who created the microwave oven. This is worth a read. And another one that I also really resonated with is this post by Dr. Holly Hugh. I'm so sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. The post is titled "Teaching is not a vocation; it is a profession." I've had this type of conversation with a lot of people in my life. So yeah, that's what I have to share with you this month, and I am gonna talk to you next month.